How was school?
Stupid.
Why do you say that?
We're supposed to write a story for English homework, but they didn't tell us what it's supposed to be about.
Linny plays a single mother in upstate New York, raising an 8-year-old boy and coping with a variety of everyday problems, from dealing with a dopey boss to negotiating an on-again, off-again relationship with her boyfriend. Then her ne'er-do-well brother, portrayed by Ruffalo, turns up after having drifted out of her life.
How are you?
Yeah.
Where have you been lately, Terry?
No, I haven't been.
I got a postcard from you from Alaska?
Yeah, I was out there for a little while.
That was in the fall, Terry.
You Can Count on Me takes its time developing these story threads, building slowly but surely to an unexpectedly moving finale. It's a great showcase for Linny, who earned an Oscar nomination, and Ruffalo, who thanks to this performance became a movie name overnight.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you? Newsworld?
From Newsworld.
Oh, I'm sorry. I realize you're a person.
I try to be.
Steve Buscemi is a political reporter who's been handed the embarrassing assignment of interviewing a popular, sexy TV and movie star. He's so discouraged, he doesn't even bother to do his homework. And she's so self-involved, she doesn't show up until an hour after their appointment. Not a great way to start.
I'm sorry I'm a little late.
Oh, no, don't be silly. Traffic?
Huh? No. No, my loft's a couple blocks away.
During the course of the evening, the reporter becomes intrigued with this subject, and she gets some enjoyment out of playing with his mind. She's a lot smarter than he gives her credit for, but he's not showing all his cards either. That's what makes interviews so interesting. It's actually a game of cat and mouse, but the roles keep reversing, right up to the end.
So, were you always interested in acting?
You know, Pierre, if I were a politician, would you ask me such uninteresting questions? Am I that boring to you?
Okay, why do you choose only the most commercial crap that's out there?
Buscemi is always good, and this is no exception. Miller, like the woman she plays, is more than just a pretty face.
My name is Linda Harris-Mayer. I'm director of the Margaret Herrick Library at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. We have 10 million photographs, 31,000 posters, over 80,000 screenplays, 340 cabinets of clipping files documenting productions, individuals, and general subjects relating to film. We have an amazing collection of photographs here, over 10 million items, many documenting the golden era of filmmaking and the great stars of that era, such as Jean Harlow and Clark Gable and Greta Garbo and Marlon Brando and Marlene Dietrich. But they're not just portraits. Sometimes we've been able to have collections that capture the stars in their off-screen activities, such as during World War II, Frank Sinatra entertaining the troops, and Jimmy Stewart on the first day he was inducted into military service. The library is fortunate to have a lot of material documenting aspects of filmmaking that many people aren't that familiar with, such as the art direction that is a key element in the look of a film. We fortunately have a lot of these production designs, such as this unique item from a film that I think most people would recognize this scene from Gone with the Wind. Some of the most unique material we have is to be found in the director's collections that we're fortunate to have. One of them is Alfred Hitchcock. In this case, we have a memo from Darryl F. Zanuck complaining about the length of the film that he's making, Lifeboat. Hitchcock is obviously quite annoyed and doesn't believe anything that he says, tells him he's never seen such stupid information, maybe by a spy or a disgruntled ex-employee, tells him he doesn't know what he's talking about, and then signs it, "Your obedient servant, Alfred Hitchcock." We have a collection of over 31,000 posters from the very earliest year, 1895, up to today's releases. Among our most unique items is this collection that basically documents separate cinema from Edward Mapp. This is an all-black cast film from 1921 called The Crimson Skull. Here we are in our poster vault. I've opened the drawer for 1921, and here's a beautiful stone lithograph of Buster Keaton in the haunted house. There are posters from this country, from Asia, Europe, all around the world for all the decades. Another unique form of the advertising material are lobby cards. This was something that was commonly presented in theaters back in the 20s, 30s, even teens and on. This unique set from Casablanca is all 8 cards that were produced. This library is open to the public, to anyone interested with a serious interest in some aspect of motion pictures, the past, the present, and those young filmmakers working on future projects.